ladies and gentlemen. Please stand while Anna Browning, our Student Council President, leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Good evening, Ava. We're here for one reason, to celebrate the relentless efforts and spirit of the class of 2026. Seniors, tonight is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. Your future isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you create with your own passion and determination. Cherish the friendships made here, learn from every chapter of your story, and step into tomorrow with your heads held high. Your community is behind you, the world is in front of you, and the time is now. Congratulations, Ava High School Class of 2026. At this time, please welcome the Ava High School Choir under the direction of Mrs. Michelle Wolfskill, Director of Vocal Music.
Close my eyes.
come follow me.
I'll take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you know where I'll be.
I'll fly away,
Fly away, fly away home.
I'll fly away,
Fly away, fly away home. Well, life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free.
at the end of the journey, when all is complete,
Then I'll wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be.
I'll fly away,
Fly away home.
I'll fly away,
Fly away home. Our dreams last forever. For all that we know, the worlds come together, and that's where we'll go.
I'll fly away,
Fly away home.
fly away,
Fly away home.
fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home.
Fly away, fly away, fly away.
Thank you, Ms. Swiftskill and the choir. At this time, I would ask our student speakers to come forward. Abigail Dalton, Colton Wiles, and Anna Browning. Abigail is the daughter of Aaron and Melissa Dalton. She will be attending Ozark Tech in the fall, majoring in finance and accounting. Colton Wiles is the son of Candy Young. Colton has been accepted to Ozark Tech and will be working towards an EMT license. And our final student speaker is Miss Anna Browning, who has served as our 25-26 Student Council President and plans to enter the workforce and pursue a career in real estate after obtaining her licensure. Please welcome to the podium, Abigail Dalton.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, fellow members of the class of 2026. It's strange to finally be here, isn't it? For years, we watched the clock, counting down the seconds in class, waiting for the bell to ring, barely dragging by Monday to Friday, and even when we started going 4 days, it still somehow seemed like too many. Then we lost bear time, and each class got a little longer, and I truly thought we would never make it. And now, happy or sad to be here, I think most of us can agree that those 4 years flew by. Time is funny like that, isn't it? When you want it to end, it drags on. But now that we're here, it's like we barely started. But it has started and come to an end. Today isn't just another day, it's the closing of one chapter and the beginning of something new. Whether you loved or hated your time at Ava High School, I think we can agree that whatever the next chapter is, it will be very different. No more Friday night football games that basically shape the whole day. No more assemblies where we somehow move from sitting in the wooden bleachers to the blue ones very quickly. And no more EOC testing where we got to sit in a very uncomfortable and quiet gym for hours on end. These are just a few moments that filled some of our many hours at Ava High School. Many small moments also made up our days here. The friend you only saw once a day in the Commons area going from the east to the west building, the one class that made it possible to get through the day, or the one teacher that you knew you could go to when it all became too much. The truth is, we don't notice which of these little moments will be the last until it is. We don't realize that the club meeting days, the random informational assemblies, or even the stressful days of finals that ended in many games of Mafia are quietly becoming memories. We think the important moments will announce themselves, but they don't. They look like everyday life until one day they stop. Maybe that's the lesson we were supposed to learn all along. Don't wait for moments to feel important before you appreciate them, because time doesn't stop and ask if you're ready to move on. It just keeps moving. So remember to appreciate everything, because before you know it, you'll be on to new places, new challenges, and new beginnings. The thought of that can feel exciting, it can feel overwhelming, it can even feel a little nerve-wracking. However, it is also an opportunity, because while we can't slow down time, we can decide what we do with it. Instead of reminiscing on your last nap time in preschool, our last recess in middle school, or even the last EOC lunch with your friends in high school, it's important to look to the future so we don't miss the moments waiting for us. Whether you're going to college, going straight to work, or have no idea what your plans are after high school, you will experience so many more moments that will become your new favorite memories. We have the choice to be present in moments we're given, to take chances instead of waiting for the perfect time that will never come, and to value the people around us while they're still right in front of us. Most importantly, we can choose not to take time for granted. As we leave here today, life won't suddenly slow down for us. If anything, it will move even faster. So don't spend your time only looking ahead to the next milestone. Don't rush through life waiting for something bigger and better to happen. Most of us have been Ava Bears for a majority of our lives, and now that chapter is closed. Every conversation, every class, every game is a small memory that could have been easily overlooked in the moment, but has filled the time of the last 13 years of our lives. These moments have made up our time as Ava students, and now we will have different memories to fill our days because life happens every day whether you want it to or not. So hold on to it, be present for it, and make something meaningful out of the time you have. Because one day you'll look back on this chapter, the people, the memories, and the journey, and realize it wasn't just a stepping stone. It was a moment in time that helped shape who you became. Congratulations, class of 2026. We did it. Thank you. Now please welcome my classmate and fellow graduating senior, Colton Wiles. I'll hold this down.
I would like to start by thanking my mom, grandma, sister, and stepfather who have always been by my side and pushed me to be the best version of myself. I would also like to thank all the teachers and staff here at Ava High School who pushed each of us to get to this day. I want to thank each of you for helping us find our classes on our very first day and for your willingness to help us with any issues that we may have come across. Do any of you remember the feeling you had when we walked through the building for the very first time? I remember being intimidated by some teachers like Mr. Clevenhagen or Mr. James. I was intimidated by these teachers because I was not used to them at all, and I did not know what to expect. I was also very scared of high school to the point that I did not want to do anything that would draw any attention to me because I was so worried that I would get in trouble for the smallest of things or even fail. There are even some teachers I still fear, like Mrs. Taylor. I think we all might still be scared of her. I am joking, of course. She is wonderful and is great once you get to know her. There are still some teachers that I have had since freshman year simply because they have made the class so much fun. Thank you, Mrs. Wolskill. As we move past high school, we will come across many scenarios in which we might feel the same way we did on that faithful day. Whether it is a new job or moving away from home, we already experienced that fear and made it, didn't we? We were all worried about some of the same things, and some were not scared at all. I definitely was not. The point of this speech is that no matter what happens in our lives, we can get through it. We have done it before, and that's why we are standing here today. I know that each of us are going to go on and do amazing things in our lifetime, and I personally hope that I get to see or hear about these things. Another thing I want each of you to understand is that no matter what happens, you are not alone. There are many people here who care about us, and you also have all of your classmates. I am proud of every one of you, and I am honored to also be your classmate. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Thank you. Please give my fellow classmate and graduating senior, Anna Browning, a warm welcome.
The fact that the class of 2026 is able to stand here today in our graduation attire is a testament that impossible things can be accomplished. Not impossible in the sense that any of us lacked the mental capacity to attain our diploma, but rather attaining said diploma may have seemed impossible for each of us at different times due to many unimaginable things that we had to endure, but eventually overcame. I may not know everyone's personal stories, but I know mine, and I know that I would not be standing here today without the people who chose to stay by my side and support me throughout the extreme trials of life. I believe that God has a plan for each and every one of us. I believe this because I've seen the ways in which He has worked in my life. When I was just 10 years old, I was admitted as a student into Ava Elementary School. My life was changed, for the better, of course. I had new friends, I loved learning, and my teacher was so compassionate and understanding. I transferred in about halfway through the school year, so while my time with my 4th grade class was short, the memories that we've made together will last a lifetime. Memories such as Copeland the class guinea pig, the class trip to the Laura Ingalls Wilder Home and Museum, our recesses where we played on the swings and ran alongside each other playing soccer, kickball, or basketball. We laughed together while talking about the cutest boys, and we grumbled and complained to each other while walking our laps. These memories are what have connected and carried us throughout the stages of life that at that point had yet to come. Elementary school came and went in the blink of an eye, and before we all knew it, we were traipsing down the middle school hallways, rushing from class to class, trying to get where you needed to be before the bell rang. Our teachers, Lord bless their hearts, had to put up with a lot from our class. However, we always knew that we could count on them and each other at the end of the day. If I ever wanted someone to talk to, I always went to Mrs. Britt. If I needed a shoulder to cry on, I usually sought out Mrs. Stillings. If I wanted to be listened to and told the hard truth of whatever situation I was in, you could typically find me at Mr. Clevenhagen's room. And if I ever needed an escape from reality, Mrs. Klaus always had a book recommendation ready to go. These are just some of the middle school teachers that made an impact in my life. Everyone walks down different paths, so who we chose to confide in could have been different, but I bet you all had someone come to mind. Middle school was a time for trials, errors, embarrassment, and most importantly, hard-learned lessons. It wasn't just teachers who helped me through my toughest days, though. It was also my friends. Some of you are sitting in the crowd right now. Although we may not talk as much as we used to, I am appreciative of the love and friendship that each of you had once bestowed upon me. If you take a moment to reminisce about your elementary and middle school years, you might notice that the people who you have surrounded yourself with has changed. I believe this is because God gifted us friends during stages of our lives that we never knew we needed. I will say, my friends of today are drastically different from the friends that I had in middle school, except for Abby Dalton, of course. I can't seem to get rid of her. The beginning of high school was the beginning of trials that I was by no means prepared to endure. Then again, when is anyone ever fully prepared for the trials and hard times that come with living life? Rhetorical question, the answer is never. The best and only preparation you can do is choosing who you want to have your back when the going gets tough. High school has by no means been an easy journey for any of us, I'm sure, but the fact that you and I are here today is yet another affirmation that you can overcome things deemed impossible. As I draw my speech to a conclusion, I have but a few more things I would like to say. Firstly, I am grateful for Ava High School and the people that I was able to meet here. And secondly, I would like to say thank you to a few special people who made my standing here today possible. Thank you, Katie Berkdahl, for being an amazing counselor, coach, and individual. Your smile never ceased to exist, and your contagious laughter was a blessing. Thank you, Mrs. Baird, for always being available and willing to talk to me and never failing to be the listening ear that I most desperately needed during hard times. And especially thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Hamby for believing in me and for instilling a foundation of belief in myself as a thinker. The list could go on, but for the sake of everyone here, I decided to keep it short. The last thing I wish to say is this. If you take anything away from my speech today, remember that the bad times don't last forever, the good times go by too fast, and who you choose to surround yourself with matters. And to quote one of the greatest thinkers of the 21st century, make good choices. It's a big world out there. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you, Abigail, Colton, and Anna. Give it up one more time for our speakers. I would now like to introduce our alumni speaker. William Wisner's story begins right here in Ava, Missouri, and it has taken him all over the world and to the steps of the United States Capitol. After graduating from Ava High School in 1993, William enlisted in the United States Army, serving initially as a combat medic, and later, after 9/11, he re-enlisted as a cavalry scout, one of the military's most demanding combat specialties. He deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom, spending 15 months with the 3rd Squadron, 1st Cavalry Regiment of the 3rd Infantry Division, conducting raids and capturing high-value targets in some of the war's most contested areas. Over a career that took him across 5 of the 7 continents, William developed the discipline to strategic vision and commitment to service that would define everything that followed. Returning home, Williams pursued his education with the same intensity he brought to combat, earning a bachelor's degree in anthropology and a master's degree in nonprofit management, both from Washington University in St. Louis. Today, he serves as the executive director of Grunt Style Foundation, an organization on the front lines of the veteran mental health crisis. Since September 11th of 2001, more than 162,000 veterans have died by suicide, a staggering toll that the foundation works tirelessly to reduce through advocacy, programming, and direct support. Williams' advocacy reached the national stage in 2022 when he helped lead a campaign to pass the PACT Act, culminating in 6 nights camped on the steps of the United States Capitol, demanding that the Senate take action. When the bill passed, it delivered long overdue health care benefits to over 4 million veterans. His work has led to 2 invitations to the White House and a presidential commendation from President Donald Trump. Beyond his advocacy work, William hosts several prominent podcasts under the Grunt Style brand and co-hosts the House of Grit, a program on Real Talk Radio broadcasting on 93.9 FM in St. Louis and airing nationally. He lives in St. Louis, Missouri, but his roots, however, have never left Ava. Please welcome home William Wisner.
Hello. Congratulations, class of 26. That's a big deal. I got a couple things I want to say to you before I get into these prepared remarks. Number one, I want you to look out there and find your family members or whoever it is that loves you that's out there. And I want you to know right now that those people are proud of you, that you have made them proud. So everybody out there, let's give up another round of applause for them so they know. And I hope that you're feeling some trepidation about what's ahead. I hope that you're feeling anxious. I hope you have visions of amazing things that you're going to accomplish that you daydream about right now. And I want you to call that feeling to mind, because this is an important moment. This is what's going to set the baseline of the opportunity of your lives that are ahead. Because there's going to come a day where opportunity is going to present itself to you. And if you're not feeling trepidation and a little bit of fear, then that's not that opportunity that you need to be taking. So let that serve as a compass heading for you. Anything worth having is a little scary, all right? And for you, the parents, congratulations, you all made it. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's a big accomplishment for you. So 33 years ago today, I was, probably today, close enough. 33 years ago when I was going through this process, I still remember Dr. Rathburn giving my mom the old thumbs up, because about 2 weeks before graduation, me and my good buddy John Malcolm had gone rappelling off of the bell tower at Votech in Mountain Grove. So we weren't real sure thing if we were going to graduate or not. So I am thrilled to be back here today. Now, I've probably got about the coolest job in the world. I get to work with our nation's heroes when they're in rough places. And one of the things that we always start with is we try to unprogram those things in their life that have led them to where they are and all that baggage that they carry before we start to rebuild them and give them a different way to look at things. So on today's prepared remarks here, that's what this is. I'm sharing with you these same things that we all wish somebody would have told us of how this game works when we were sitting in the place that you are now. So I'm not going to give you the speech that you're expecting. No follow your dreams or the world is yours. You'll get plenty of that today, and you're probably going to forget it all by Tuesday. So what I am going to give you came not from a classroom, but the feet of medicine men from North and South America. That's what I do for my job. I take these veterans all over the world and try to seek indigenous wisdom to kind of set right something that went wrong. And this information comes from the jungles and the forests and out on the Great Plains, searching for answers that our modern world has forgotten. Ancient wisdom, hard-earned and real. A keeper of the Toltec tradition named Don Miguel Ruiz distilled it into 4 simple agreements. And I'm going to give them to you right now, but first, one concept, because without it, this rest will not stick. So it's, what is an agreement? This is how you agree that reality works, is really what it is. You are living by agreements that you never consciously made. From the moment that you were born, the world handed you rules. Do this, and you're a good boy, you're a good girl. Do that, and you're a bad boy, you're a bad girl. Be this version of yourself, and people will like you. Show that side, and watch them pull away. Before you were old enough to question any of it, you built a map of what earns love and what costs it. That map is your agreement system, and it is running your life right now, whether you know it or not. So here's the problem. Most of the people whose reactions have built that map weren't even really looking at you. They were caught up in their own reflection, living inside of their own agreements, and you built your self-worth based on that. Most of your agreements were written by someone else. Most are wrong, and none were ever consciously chosen until now. So our first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. Start with your breath. It is your greatest gift from God. The very first thing that you did on this earth was to draw it in and receive it from your Creator. The very last thing you will do in this life is to exhale and return it. everything between those two moments, that is your life. Your breath carries your words, your laughter, your grief, and your prayers. Every word you speak rides on that sacred breath. Your word is the most powerful creative force that you possess. Words can lift someone out of the darkest place they have ever been, and words wound in ways nothing else can reach. No physical injury lasts as long as the right word said at the wrong moment from someone that you trusted. Impeccable means without anything that works against you. Use your word only in the direction of truth and love, not as a weapon, not as a shield. And most critically, watch what you say to yourself. That voice in your head has been narrating your life since childhood, and for most people, it is not kind. Every time you speak badly about yourself, out loud or in your own mind, you are building a cage and climbing inside of it. Speak with integrity. Start with yourself. The agreement that you make with your own story is the foundation everything else is built on. The second agreement, don't take anything personally. What other people say and do has almost nothing to do with you. When someone is cruel, they are not responding to you. They are responding to something inside of themselves, their own fear, their own wound. You just happen to be standing in front of them when it comes out. Think about the cruelest thing that someone said to you in the last 4 years, the thing that still sticks. Now ask, what does that say about them? Healthy people do not walk around looking for places to aim their cruelty. That comes from pain, from fear, from someone so lost inside of their own agreements that they have no other way to feel something. Those people deserve your empathy before they deserve your anger. I want to say that again. Those people deserve your empathy before your anger. Because the moment you understand their words were never really about you, you stop paying rent on a wound that was never yours to carry. When you take things personally, you hand people the keys to your self-worth and you let them drive. Nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of them. And when you truly absorb that, you become almost impossible to break. The third agreement, do not make assumptions. We are meaning-making machines. We read a look and we decide that we know what it means. We notice a silence and we fill it with a story. We act on those invented stories as if they were fact. And that is what costs us. Your friend is quiet at lunch. You assume they're angry. You pull back. They notice and they assume that you're angry and they pull back. Now you're both hurt and distant and nothing actually happened. No conflict, no betrayal, just two people building walls out of thin air. The cure is already in your hands. It lives inside of the first agreement. Speak impeccably. Ask. Say what you mean and ask what they mean. Have the actual conversation instead of the one you invented in your head. This takes courage, the quiet, vulnerable kind that most people avoid their whole lives. But it gives you something priceless. It gives you reality, actual relationships instead of invented ones. Do not spend your life in conflict with things that never happened. The fourth agreement, always do your best. This does not say always be the best. It does not say perform perfectly or grind yourself into the ground. That is just a different kind of cage. Your best is a living thing. When you are rested and clear, it looks one way. When you're grieving or carrying something heavy that no one else can see, your best looks different. But both count every time. The agreement is not about the outcome. It's about the standard that you hold yourself to in the doing. When you always do your best, you close the door on regret and self-judgment. You cannot wish that you had tried harder if you genuinely tried as hard as you could. And here's the truth. I've watched it play out over and over. The gap between who we are and who we are capable of being is almost never a gap in talent. It is almost always a gap in the standard. Most people are capable of breathtaking things. They just never make the agreement to find out. Make the agreement. Find out what you are actually made of. So 4 agreements. That's the whole thing. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. Simple, profound. Almost nobody actually lives them. You are standing at a fork in the road right now. The agreements handed to you by this town, these hallways, these 4 years, some of these built you strong and some quietly hollowed you out in ways that you may not even be fully aware of yet. Both came with you to this moment. You get to choose what comes next, what crossing the stage with you today and what gets left behind on this field forever. Here is the thing about an agreement. You made it once in a moment when you were young and you didn't know that you had a choice. That is not a life sentence. That is just the beginning of a conversation. You can make a new one right now, today, not 30 years from now when half of your life is behind you, now. Ancient wisdom carried through jungles and forests and the Great Plains and delivered to you here on a Sunday afternoon in Ava, Missouri. So use it. Speak with integrity. Release what never was yours to carry and ask the question. Give everything you actually have. Define your agreements and define your life. The future is yours, not the version handed to you by someone else's fears. Yours. And you get to decide what it looks like and the role that you will play in it. That power has always been yours. Now you know it. So congratulations to the class of 2026. Now go build something worthy of your sacred breath. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wisner. Will the class of 2026 please rise? Mr. Dalton, Dr. Payne, Mr. Henry, and members of the Ava R1 Board of Education. On behalf of the faculty and staff, it is my honor to present to you the graduating class of Ava High School. The candidates for graduation have met the requirements set forth by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and the Ava R1 Board of Education. It is my privilege to present the class of 2026 to you, Mr. Henry, for presentation of diplomas.
It is with great pleasure and by the authority vested in me by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and as president of the Board of Education for the Ava R1 School District, I hereby declare you graduates of the Ava High School class of 2026.
All right, here we go. If the first row will please come forward and begin the presentation of diplomas, the remainder of the class may be seated. Kel Abram. Nancy Ames. Jesse Andrews. Abby Altman, cum laude. Reed Barnum. Chasten Bartles, cum laude. Logan Berg, cum laude. Trinity Bertrand. Thomas Brown. Anna Browning, summa cum laude. Gabe Burnett, magna cum laude. Levi Burton, summa cum laude. Austin Campbell. Ethan Carroll. Marissa Clark. Wyatt Cleaver. McKenna Kuntz, summa cum laude. Joseph Corcoran. Cooper Cornelson. Kenneth Cox III. Row 2, please rise and come forward. Riley Croston. Abby Dalton, summa cum laude. Brody Davis. Tristan Denny. Emily Dozier. Alex Evans. Gunnar Evans. Zach Folan. Lily Fawcett, summa cum laude. Orion Gamboa, cum laude. Rachel Garner. Allison Garrett. Devin Gabar. Cody Gilbert. Clarissa Gonzalez. Chloe Hampton, cum laude. Hope Harville, cum laude. Lily Homan. Row 3, please rise and come forward. Wyatt Huber, magna cum laude. Josh Hutchison. Emily Ayatt. Isaac James. David Janueski. Kyler Johnson. Miley Jones, cum laude. Garrett Kimball. Hayden Kirkland. Aiden Lane. Jacob Lobb, cum laude. Carter Lofton. Chevy Loudenberry. Tinley Mahan, magna cum laude. Nathan Martin. Logan Miley. Row 4, please rise and come forward. Michael Miley. Mackenzie Middleton, cum laude. Kaylee Moore, magna cum laude. Caitlin Mulliken, cum laude. Ty Murphy. Ebony Nelson. Harmony O'Gwen. Kyle Pitts. Brady Pogue. Grady Potter. Zoe Shull. Dakota Smith. Isaac Smith. Mason Solomon. Kaylee Stark, cum laude. Ben Stewart, summa cum laude. Doing great. Row 5, please rise and come forward. This is my guy, Brody Stillings. Hunter Strunk. Kaylee Swearingen, cum laude. Braden Thornsberry. Sophia Valbuzzi. Mariah Vanderbeck, cum laude. Hallie Watson, summa cum laude. Carly Whitaker, magna cum laude. Isla White. Colton Wiles. Oliver Williams. Jalen Wilson, summa cum laude. Preston Wyman.
Class of 2026, please rise. Take a moment and soak this in. You've earned this moment through hard work, grit, and the best school and community support. As you move forward, carry the spirit of the Ava Bears with you. Whether you go far or stay close, remember, you are the architects of your own success. Come back often, share your wins, and keep building this incredible legacy. At this time, I would like to ask Oliver Williams, Senior Class President, to come forward to lead us in turning of the tassel.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn your tassels!
You want to throw your cap with your class?
1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen, with pride and joy, I present you the Ava Class of 2026. You are dismissed.